How you doing? This is Philip McKernan, and just sitting here with a glass of wine, and I'm just contemplating some comments that I've heard from people and some things that have happened and some experience I've had in the last few months and maybe even a few years. And I just wanted to share tonight the whole concept and idea around putting somebody on a pedestal. And I know when you're a speaker and an educator, as I am, and I suppose more recently when I've written a book and so on and so forth, is that people put you on a pedestal and they look up to you. And not everybody. Some people think you're full of crap, and some people don't like what you teach, and some people don't like you, but that's life. But a lot of people actually do start to really kind of put you on a pedestal. And I remember working with a wonderful couple, and I remember receiving a thank you card after a workshop, and one of the notes or one of the comments in the card was, "Thank you for working with people like us." And I remember being quite curious about this and phoning the person back, thanking them for the card. I love receiving cards. And saying, "Listen, I really appreciate a card, but what does this piece mean, like, thank you for working with people like us?" And she goes, "Well, you know what I mean, like, we're not managing directors, we're not like multimillionaires." And I'm thinking, well, like, so? And I remember saying to her, I said, "Listen, you know, if you're ever going to hang out with me again or ever going to come to my workshops, don't ever speak about yourself like that again in front of me. Don't ever do that." Because I said, "We will not talk." And I says, I am honored to be working with you." And I think it's a real great example of how people can sometimes just completely lose themselves in putting somebody on a pedestal. Because here's the reality: when you put somebody on a pedestal, I don't care if the pedestal is as high as the building I'm sitting in right now, or that high. The minute you put somebody and elevate them above you on a pedestal, you're saying one thing and one thing only. You're not saying you appreciate them. You're not saying you admire them. You're not saying you respect them. What you're saying is, I am not enough. I am not enough, and that's why that person sits above me. So I think it's very important to have a healthy respect for people, and a healthy respect for people who are teaching you, and a healthy respect for people who are maybe mentoring you like I do, and so on and so forth, but not to put them on a pedestal. And I think it just disempowers ourselves. And I really encourage you to really think about the people that you have put on pedestals. They could be your wife, they could be your girlfriend, they could be your teacher, they could be some guru that you've seen on the newspapers or on the TV, or some meetings you go to on a regular basis, or so on. And just really reflect on, does that serve you or not? And that's really all I wanted to share. Thank you.